Hi everybody and welcome back to LL Sports TV, in particular the show we call Keep It in the Family, and she's back.
I'm back.
Kenyah is in the building with astute, erudite opinions as always. Now we've got a little bit to get through, so I'm going to get straight into it. Aston Villa versus Arsenal this weekend. Now this is an early kickoff, and Kenyah, this game is one that I'm looking forward to, but with a little bit of, I wouldn't say trepidation,
Caution.
but let's just say I'm looking forward to the game. But this is likely to be our most difficult assignment yet of the season in terms of, and when I say that, I'm talking about Villa's current form. I think if you look at the form table, they top that even above us. Mm-hmm. It's a home game for them. It's a place where we've struggled in the past. It's a place where, you know what I mean, the crowd really get behind their team. It's a 12:30 kickoff. There are a lot of elements in there that don't work well for us. So Kenyah, tell me about this game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited, but also kind of nervous because you see how well they're doing at the moment. Big them up. They came from 2-0 down and won a game 4-3. That shows a team that's high in confidence, believes in what they're doing, and also has the desire to win games even when they're not winning at that moment in time. So, to go to Villa, it's gonna be a really tough game, but it's a really good test for us. And if we come out of that with a win, you start to look at it now like you've got all these really hard away days out of the way really early in the season, and you're actually leaving some of them with big amount of points. To go there and win would be just amazing. It's a tricky place. We won there last season. We won 2-0. But even that wasn't easy. That was a very hard fought 2-0. I remember David Wright having to do that super save.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a really big game, but I'm really looking forward to it. So another test.
Myself included. Talk briefly about the Brentford game, last game, heading into the Villa game. Your very quick assessment on the game and how you think it went.
Yeah, routine win. Didn't really think we looked like we were ever going to lose, to be honest. Just went out there, got the 3 points. Probably wasn't the same intensity as the other couple of games, but it's been a really long week. And yeah, we just won it. Happy. Clean sheet. A lot of rotations. Maybe a few injury concerns, but hopefully going into Villa, we can have players back. But yeah, overall happy. Nothing bad to say about it, really.
Yeah, it was a pretty routine win.
Yeah.
It's a bit nervy, I guess, towards the end because we'd only got the one goal.
Yeah.
You're thinking, come on, man, let's just get the second goal and proper put it to bed. We didn't do that until the 90th minute. So until you get that second goal, there's always the worry or concern that Brentford, who are a decent counter-attacking team, and
they looked organised as well.
Yeah, and they do have the set-piece team with the long throws and stuff like that. So there's always a danger that it could go awry. But, fair play to Arsenal. They got second goal, and I think they were more than worthy 2-0 winners. But Villa's likely to be very different. In terms of the team, what sort of team would you like to see against Villa? Would you make any changes? Presumably you would. If so, where?
Yeah. Ben White, I thought he played excellent against Brentford, but I do think Aston Villa's a massive step up from a Brentford. No offence to Brentford. So I would want to see Timber back in right back.
Yeah.
If Saliba's fit, I want to see Saliba back in. And at this moment in time, it looks like we have to hope and pray that he's back because Mascara went obviously down in that Brentford game.
Do you know what the nature of that injury is?
I don't know. I mean, when we watched it looked like he just landed quite bad.
It looked fairly innocuous. I don't think it was because of a challenge as such.
Yeah, it wasn't a challenge. He just landed. From winning a header in a bit of a funny way. So I'm just hoping that it was just a moment of discomfort and he's actually all right, which I think he probably will be. But
he did seem to be showing some concerns when he went off. He had a little word in the manager's ear.
Yeah, he looked uncomfortable, but I don't know. I'm hoping and praying that he's going to be okay, but I do want to see Saliba back in because I think against Chelsea we really missed, Saliba. If I'm being honest, we already have Gabby out, and then up front, obviously I'd put Saka back in. I'd bring back.
Would you keep Nketiah and Calafiori?
Oh yeah, I'd keep Nketiah and Calafiori, and I think.
I thought Nketiah played well.
Yeah, he was excellent against Brentford, man. And he's with each game, we're starting to see more of him, and we see why we got him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's been really good for us so far. So yeah, definitely keep them too. I'd also bring back in Eze in midfield. I think Martin did okay, but still needs maybe time to build up his confidence.
Do you think that's going to happen though? Because we know how much the manager is a big admirer of Odegaard, and to be honest, Kenya, I can see that Odegaard's greater running prowess
Yeah, I was just about to say.
might tip the manager towards starting him against Villa. When you go away to Villa, you're expecting Villa going to have a lot of the ball.
Yeah.
The pressing then becomes vital, and I think that Odegaard. Well, I don't think Odegaard is superior to Eze in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of pressing and winning the ball back high up the pitch, he's more likely to do that than Eze is.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think as well, like, he might look at it and be like, yeah, this is a game where we might be without the ball a bit more. Someone like an Odegaard would be really good because he does a lot of pressing, but I would still want to see Eze in just because, I don't know about you, I saw against Brentford, he looked fine, but, like, still a couple of misplaced passes and maybe decision-making not up to scratch of what we know Martin is usually. So I'd bring in Eze, I'd bring in Martinelli, bring in Saka. This is a harsh one, but maybe you do bring in Victor Gyökeres. I think Mikel Merino's been so good. It's actually so harsh to say that you maybe should drop him. Like, I'm not really. If I saw Mikel Merino start up front, I wouldn't really be against it.
I'm with you on that.
You can't score 2 goals against. You score a goal against Chelsea and then score against Brentford and get an assist against Brentford. And
I
then
thought
not
he was
play
our
the
man
next
of the
game.
match against Brentford. I know a lot of people said Ben White,
He was
and listen, I'm not
good.
hating on that, but to me, in a game like that, you win 2-0, you score a really good goal, and then you provide a really good assist for the second. And then you add to that the amount of work he gets through in each game. He helps out with defence as well. Sometimes he's too deep, if you ask me. But then, you know, he does the tracking back, helping the team out. To me, I thought he was man of the match.
Yeah, like,
and
I
I don't think you can drop him for this
We're
game.
massive admirers of Victor Gyökeres. We really wanted him to join, but if Mikel Merino starts, I'm not going to say I'm angry at it because of how well he's played in the last couple of games. Like, played well against Bayern, played well against Spurs. Like, this is a good run now. Do you really drop someone who's in good form? And the answer's no. So,
especially if they're in goal-scoring form, because that adds a little bit more to the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like, if anything, you can bring on a Victor Gyökeres. So
Exactly.
I would probably start with Merino just because of how well he's doing at the moment. So, yeah, I would make a few changes for sure.
Yeah, well, all of those changes you said, I'll probably go along with. So you put Eze on the left then, would you? Or
No, I'd put Eze in midfield and I'd put Martinelli on the left.
Oh, so you'd leave Odegaard
Yeah,
out?
I'd actually have Odegaard on the bench.
Right.
Yeah,
Listen, even though I'm one of Eze's biggest fans, you know how much I love Eze.
Yeah.
But for this game, I'd probably start Odegaard, to be honest, because I think it gives you a little bit more in terms of
He's got the
pressing.
energy and
And we're going to need that for sure on Saturday. So, in terms of the tactics, how you think it'll play out, what do you think, Arteta? Will he be happy to let Villa have the ball, or do you think he will try and look to dominate possession and
It's really
force
hard
them on the back foot? How do you think that plays
It's really
out?
hard to say because when I think back to last season when we won 2-0, it was actually very much Villa controlling the game and, you know, we kind of just won the second ball each time and then scored those 2 great goals. So I think he'd be okay with being a bit more pragmatic and saying, look, we're going to Villa Park. He probably would think, right, we're not going to maybe dominate the possession, but there's still going to be a level of control. Do you know what I mean? There's still going to be a level of, we're going to have possession, but maybe just a small amount less than Villa.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out because you've got 2 tactically astute managers. Obviously, Emery used to manage Arsenal as well, so he knows what we're like. And it's a big game for them. They're riding a 5-game winning streak, including that excellent win they had over Brighton, where they came from 2 goals down to win away from home. That is seriously good form. And like I said, Villa are one of those teams that have traditionally given us problems.
Yeah.
So, man. And then you add to that I'm not sure if it's a crisis, but it's certainly an area of concern.
It is.
Would you say it's a crisis?
What,
yeah?
the injuries?
To the defence?
Yeah, it is a crisis. What other team can say you're missing your two first choice centre backs, then you're missing your backup that you've brought in to cover him? Like, what other team can say that? And we're actually coping. We've gone away to Chelsea with a decent result. Do you know what I mean? We've played Bayern, we've played Spurs. Like, the reality is we're missing the 2 best centre backs in the world. I don't know what other team can say, oh, well, we're missing the 2 best players in the world in their position and we're just doing all right. Like, the equivalent of that is like a Real Madrid saying, oh, well, we've got no Vinicius Jr., we've got no Mbappe. Like, that's the equivalent of what Gabriel and Saliba are in terms of defence in the world. We don't have them. We potentially don't have a Mascara. Like, Ben White's just coming back up to fitness. So we are very limited in the back line. Luckily we have this really amazing depth, and right now we're having to rely on it. And not just there, but like all over the pitch. All 3 strikers out at one point, 3 left wingers out. Do you know what I mean? Like, what other teams are saying that they're able to cope with that? We're doing really well, and that's why you have to give credit to, you know, your Martinellis, your Trossards, your Maduekes, you know, to your Nkapia, to your Mascaras, because they're doing an excellent job. But it is a crisis at the moment. You're looking at like, yo, this is a lot of players going down very early in the season. Like, we need them back desperately.
Midfield's going to be an area of concern as well, because Villa's midfield is very capable.
Yeah,
talking about the likes of McGinn, Onana, Kamara, Tielemans, guys like that.
Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley.
They've got depth, man.
They've got strength, they've got power, no little skill as well.
Yeah. Do you know,
what? The more I think about it, game, man.
You know, I saw a stat yesterday. Before that game against Brighton, they'd scored so many. The majority of their goals have been scored from outside the box.
Yes, I've seen Matty Cash banging a few from outside.
Matty Cash, Tielemans, like, so that's another area where we need to be like, right, you cannot give these guys any space outside the box, because they've scored so many from there. So that's another threat.
And that's one thing that we don't do. Tell me
Yeah.
the last time we scored a goal from outside the box.
No, Trossard. No, against Sunderland. Does that count?
Was that outside or just inside?
Is it just outside the box?
But whatever. That was a great strike, by the way.
No, but it's not often
That
enough.
is the one area, and I bang on about this every week.
It's not often enough.
I don't know why we don't take more shots from outside the goal, even against Brentford.
Yeah, it's true.
The amount of times we were just playing around at the edge, I'm like, yo, someone take it on.
let
You know, we just don't do that. It's
Yeah,
so
no,
frustrating. But anyway, I guess we'll have to move to predictions.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to let you go first. I'm genuinely interested to hear what you got to say.
If it ended in a draw, I'd take that point, but I want us to win. I'm going to say it's really hard because they've scored a lot of goals, but then they also concede a lot of goals.
They have.
I'm going to say 2-1. I just think we won't concede much, but I think we will concede a goal. But I do think we'll win. But it will be a bit of a nervous win.
Yeah, I mean, if we had our normal back line, I'd be far more confident.
Yeah, I'd be saying they ain't scoring, fam.
Yeah, but we don't.
We've got a lot of changes in that back line at the moment.
We saw against Chelsea where we didn't look our normal, solid self.
And they're going to have the similar level of intensity as a Chelsea.
And I think going forward, I think Villa are superior to Chelsea in that department.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
their front line is better. I know Ollie Watkins only just scored for the first time, like how many games the other day, but Marlon's doing really well. Do you know what I mean? Like they've actually got, I'd actually agree with that. They're
scoring a lot of goals. They've scored 11 in recent matches.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers, like.
Oh, I forgot to mention him.
Wow. Exactly, man. I remember last time at Villa Park, I remember him running Thomas Partey around, man. Not even joking. He played excellent.
And not only that, as well as the 5-match winning streak, they're now in third. So they will be thinking, if we can beat Arsenal,
can get a little something.
We're in title contention, basically, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because they will cut that lead to 3 points if they beat us. So, damn. You know what, I'm going to go for an Arsenal win, but I'm like you, Ken. I think if we get out of there with a draw, as long as it's a battling draw, it's not as long as it's not one of those draws where we've thrown away a 2-goal lead or stuff like that.
No, I agree.
But if it's a hard-fought battling draw, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'd take it as well.
To me, going away to Villa is one of the hardest assignments in the Premier League. And I would say, with some justification, that Villa, this version of Villa, at home, 12:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, is going to be our hardest assignment so far.
I'd agree. You can't win. I don't even know. I think it's like 8 of their last 9 they've won. Like this is. And
they're resurgent. When a team is resurgent, it's a different energy. You saw that with Chelsea. When a team is resurgent, they're at the height of their confidence, which is how we're playing Villa. You know what I mean? We're coming off. Our last 2 away games, we've dropped points, essentially. We dropped points against Sunderland. We dropped points against Chelsea. Should have beaten Chelsea. You know what I mean? They were down to 10 men. We couldn't get it over the line. I take the point. We beat Brentford, so we've restored the 5-point lead. But this game, again, if we...
yeah, man. We've got to be locked in for
There's a lot of jeopardy in this game.
Yeah.
So you're going...
I'm going 2-1.
I'm going 2-1, but like I said, folks, if it's 2-2, As
Yeah,
long
it
as
would
it's
be
a hard
against.
fought draw, you won't hear any complaints from me.
Yeah, no,
Are
I
you the
agree.
same?
Yeah, I agree.
Let us know what you think. Please put it in the comments. And thanks so much for watching the channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks to Kenyah
Yes.
for coming on and giving us erudite opinions as always. Thanks again. Catch you on the next one. We are out.